Hey, it's Lier, and welcome to the training today. I tell you what, I'm so excited because I'm going to share with you what's called my 5DX Life Achievement System. And I developed this system after I was diagnosed with amyloidosis. I conceded to death, literally. And as I started improving, I started looking back at my life and saying, how can I help more people? And how specifically was I able to fight through adversity and overcome challenges and be the #1 sales performer at Tony Robbins and build my keynote career where I'm making $15,000 per keynote, save my marriage, and of course, get through this incurable blood disease. And so I want to show you the 5DX. This is called the 5DX Life Achievement System. And so one of the reasons I wanted you to come and take a look at the training is so many people come to me and they're frustrated, they're stuck, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, and they're all focused on this, on taking action, right? Because that's what everybody says. In order to be successful, you got to take action. You got to take action. Action supersedes everything. Yet the truth is there's 4 different developmental phases that come into play prior to somebody taking action with integrity and aligning with meaning. So let me walk through this with you real quick. And so if you want to, if you're watching this, obviously to get out a journal, take some notes, because you're going to be some things in here are going to help you. So let's talk about, here's the 5 developmental phases to excellence. Life achievement system. First is your psychology. Second is called my creation manifestation developmental phase. Coaching, skill development, and then action. So let's jump into it. It's impossible to start working on skill set and working on results when you don't even have your psychology wired up. And that's the biggest challenge with today's training or how you learned in school. So like for instance, I go into companies all the time and they pay me a lot of money and I teach them skills on sales, closing skills, and how to play with the big boys, so to speak. But the fact is, if they don't believe that there's someone who can earn $250,000 or earn $500,000 or whatever that number is, then they won't even utilize the skills because their belief system or their psychology isn't even in order. So if you're kind of stuck right now and you don't know where you're going and you're frustrated, it's less about action and more about psychology. So let's talk about it. So during our developmental phase in psychology, what we do is we identify paralyzing beliefs that are literally killing you. Beliefs like, I don't have enough skill to do this. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to the right school. I'm not good socially. I don't wear the nice clothes. I'm too tall. I'm too short. My parents always said I was going to be a loser. Whatever your beliefs are, these are killing you. They're paralyzing you from getting forward. So they impact your being in the world. So if you have a disempowering belief that literally stops you or inhibits you from your being in the world, right? Then we need to make that shift, because that's what the challenge is. Secondly, we educate you on where and how you got those beliefs. There's a system for that. You get your beliefs from 3 places: your environment, what people tell you, and experiences that you've had. But oftentimes we have one experience and we use that as truth. I'll give you an example. Most people hate public speaking, right? I mean, they hate it. You've heard the saying that they'd rather die than give a public speech, right? Well, there's a reason for that. Because they don't have the skills and you don't know how to do it. There's a how involved, right? But the challenge is that maybe somebody got up in high school or junior high and they had to give a presentation for their drama class, or they had to give a presentation. They didn't prepare. They didn't know how to do it. They got up, they embarrassed themselves, they're sweating, and they're saying to themselves, "Oh, I suck, I'll never be a good speaker." And so for their entire life, they hate public speaking. Yet they only had one sample of what it would be like. And that belief has kept them down for years. Doesn't allow them to get raises and doesn't allow them to go up the ladder in success because they don't know how to public speak. And that's a belief that maybe they got back in high school, right? So we educate you on where and how you got those beliefs. Then we reverse engineer and reconstruct those beliefs. So what would it mean to you if I took a belief that was holding you down and I actually taught you how to make it, how it was constructed, and then reconstruct it and literally take it away? What we do is then we release personal limitations. The limitations you have on yourself, like, I'll never earn more than $100,000, or I'll never earn more than $200,000, or I don't know, I'll never drive that nice car, or whatever it is maybe you have limitations on yourself socially, or maybe it's romantically. Maybe you have limitations on the kind of partner you can find. Then we create meaning within your psychology. See, the challenge is right now, if you don't have meaning set up in your life, look, if you really believe that you're just a speck among the however many billion people are out there, you're just a speck of dust with all the matter, then your life really doesn't mean anything, then, there's a problem of putting things together and moving through because your life has no meaning. So I want to teach you how to set up the meaning so you can take responsibility for your own life and start to catapult your success. Then we assemble and construct empowering beliefs that drive your success. So a belief that's held you back, maybe he's like, oh, I'm too young. I'm too young to be a top performer. Maybe that's a belief that's held you back. But I'll teach you how you constructed that inside of your psychology. I'll reconstruct it and change it so that your new belief might be youth. Youth is exciting. Youth is flexible. Youth is powerful. Youth is cutting edge, and it gives you the power to move forward. And that's what we call reconstructing the belief. How do we do it? We have action strategy. We have 6 different action strategies that we teach to change your psychology to help you get to where you want to go. You cannot be a top performer until you work on your psychology, right? So inside your psychology, it affects your behavior, your limitation, your life and your business, and the meaning of your life. After psychology, we got to get to creating and manifesting your success. Now, I got to tell you, I really wasn't that kind of guy not too long ago. I'm just a hard driving guy, go, 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 go. And, after I got diagnosed with this incurable blood disease and almost died, I really had to take a look and rethink at what I did and what caused me to be successful and what can I change. And so I've always materialized things and manifested things, but I also had to realize to create some space in my life. And so this particular phase actually creates you organize your thoughts, materialize your thoughts, and create some rules for happiness, because we all know that thoughts are things. We can create things in this world if you have organized, structured thoughts. So let's go to the manifestation exercise. So manifest and materialize thoughts. You've all heard that thoughts are things. So what if you had a strategy to actually do that on a daily basis, and you actually had a structure for how you did it? We do some visualization exercises, and this is all based on Psycho-Cybernetics by Matthew Maltz, a book written back in 1960. And he determined that the mind cannot tell the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that actually takes place. So it's how you visualize versus what you visualize. So the challenge is with visualization is most people do visualize. I bet you visualize. But most people visualize themselves failing and not doing well. And that's not a good thing, so we want to shift that. We uncover meaning and happiness. For instance, if I said to you, what would have to happen to make you happy? Because when I ask people, what do you want in your life? Most people say, I just want to be happy. Well, great. So what has to happen for you to be happy? And if you don't know what that is, that's a problem. And so what we find, what we uncover for you during our 1% Academy is we help you uncover what has to happen for you to be happy. Because if you don't know, then you're never going to be happy. And most people have their rules set up to fail, so they're constantly disappointing themselves. Think about that. Create happiness and destroy unhappy links. This is huge. After I almost died and I came back, I realized that I spent so much time focused on unhappy things. For instance, I hate traffic and I hate slow walking people through airports. That's what I used to. I used to hate those things. So for instance, every time I got out in traffic, I would get uptight and I'd feel frustrated. Now, let me ask you a question. What top performer would ever let something outside of themselves affect the way they felt? Because how they feel affects what you do, and what you do affects your results, right? So that doesn't make any sense for us to have anger or upset linked to an activity that's outside of our control. Makes sense, right? I used to get frustrated at people that were late. Simple things, but why would I want to do that? So what I just did is I changed the game. I took that link that made me unhappy, and I can teach you how to do it. So now when I get in traffic, I reframed that link. It's called a reframe. And so when I get into traffic now, I think, man, I'm so happy I'm in traffic. It's a great opportunity for me to take a look around. I realize I'm alive. I mean, I would have given anything to get in some traffic when I was almost dying. You follow me on that? So the fact that I'm alive, I'm looking at the cars. I utilize that to make phone calls, connect with people, also educate myself, utilizing my vehicle, the University on Wheels. So now riding in a vehicle or being in traffic is a positive thing for me because I can catch up with friends, educate myself, learn and grow. Simple thing, we'll teach you how to do that. So actions, we have 5 different action steps that we do. I teach you these specific actions to help you create and manifest in your mind for success. And there's a part of what I do, it's also letting go. I mean, it sounds kind of funky and kind of spiritual. Like I said, I wouldn't do this stuff years ago prior to me getting diagnosed, but now I realize there's an important part of the relaxation, the visualizing, the clearing the bad energy and clearing the bad thoughts. And we do this inside of our creation and manifestation. Next, on our 5DX Life Achievement System, we're going up to coaching, where we get corrected, we get support, and we have accountability. So we call this feedback. And when I'm coaching you, I give you feedback. So feedback, support, and accountability. So let me break down coaching for you. So, whoa, hey, coaching. We have an active support system. That means we have a $250,000 platform that you're involved with. You're doing training and you're getting feedback from our university. I call it a platform, but it's a university that's a virtual training university that is interactive. It's something like you've never seen before. And so it's interactive and it's a support system and it gives you feedback. With me on the conference calls, I'm going to give you some adjustments. I'm going to give you some feedback. We're going to make corrections live during our coaching calls. We also give reinforcement. I mean, come on, everybody likes to get reinforcement, right? You have to have a reinforcement to make changes. How many of you people are living right now with somebody or you're in a world that you get no reinforcement, no positive energy? You're not able to have that. Accountability. If you want to get good, if you want to be coached, you got to be accountable. There's only one way to succeed, and that's by having accountability. We set that up inside of our training system where you're accountable for how many lessons that you do a week. And we also have accountability partners on our private page, which we have interaction with our members. Active learning. So you're learning from me live, like this. I'll do trainings just like this in a live situation. You can learn, you can take notes, you can ask questions. We do it on Zoom, so totally up front there. Personal and professional growth and achievement. So listen, the only thing stopping you from where you are to where you want to go is making some adjustments in your psychology, doing some manifestation, getting some proper coaching. I mean, we're almost there, right? Here's our action strategies. We got the 1% at university, which you'd be a part of. We have course testing and monitoring. We have 4 coaching calls a month, live coaching calls, and a monthly goal and behavior review. So the first call of the month, I do a goal setting where I review, how'd you do last month? What are you most proud of? Great. What was your challenges? What didn't you hit? Why not? We start to make some adjustments so that we can make a course of adjustment throughout the year. I call it the 12 times achievement model, 12 times productivity model. See, most people are setting their goals once a year. We do it 12 times a year. Every first of every month, we go through it, reset some goals, so you're making adjustments along the way. Strategic adjustments, mindset clearing, and of course our 12-time production model. Next, we're going up to skill development. Look, this is simple, right? If you want to be a golfer, you got to work on your skills. If you want to be a great sales professional, you got to work on your skills. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to work on some skills, whether that's social skills, selling skills, storytelling skills, presentation skills. You got to work on your skills. So the fact is, no matter what you're doing, if you want to be a cook, you got to work on your skills. So inside of our training center, you get repetition and you get testing. Let me tell you something, there is no training without repetition. So if you went to a seminar and you went home, that's not training. You got exposed to some information you saw at the seminar, you got entertained. Training is when you're listening to somebody and then you do it and you get reps. That's how you learn. You guys know that. So I was blessed to play college basketball. We did the same drills and practice every single day. I learned how to win. We won 2 straight national titles. We went 70-5 in 2 years, and there's no cutting short repetition. Okay, so let's go into skill development. Coaching. Skill development. Inside of our 1% Academy learning system, our training system, sales and leadership. We have courses on sales and leadership. I have a full course on sales mastery, the same course that Fortune 500 companies are using around the country. Relationship tools. How to improve your relationships, both romantic and just business relationships. How do you communicate? Overcoming adversity. How do you push through challenges? I mean, you don't have any adversity, do you? I mean, what would it mean to you if you knew how to overcome adversity? Because here's what I want you to know. There's a big myth out there that life is wonderful and life is great. And I believe that. I'm an optimist. Life is wonderful and life is great. Yet the way I set the table up is that life is challenging. Life is full of landmines. Life is full of challenges. So what we need to do is develop our skill set so we can overcome those challenges. And that is the psychology and the skill development that we do inside the 1% Academy. So if you know you're living in a challenging environment where things go wrong, people lie, people cheat, there's disappointments, we got to get our armor on. We got to get our mind together. We got to get set. We got to get drilled. We got to be ready to go to war, so to speak. So overcoming adversity, communication, public speaking. Oh my gosh. What would it mean to you if you actually knew the fundamentals of putting together a presentation, right? I don't care if you don't want to be a professional speaker, but if you're in business, you've got to make a presentation. Whether it's to 1 or 100 or to 50, whether it's you're raising money or you're just making a presentation to your group, or maybe you're a baseball coach and you coach the Little League baseball team, or maybe you're president of the PTA and you want to make better presentations. I can teach you how to do that. Public speaking, mindset training, I'm the best at that. I can teach you how to change your mindset, fight through adversity, believe and achieve. That's a skill set. I can teach you how to do that. Happiness. Happiness is also a skill. I mean, debatable. The point is that you have to create your happiness. Some people would say it might be an art, but you have to create it. Yes, thank you very much. Self-confidence, how to create self-confidence. I've got a course in there on how to build undeniable self-confidence. Action strategies, how do we do it? Inside of our 1% Academy courses, we've got training, all of these courses. You get repetition, you can go back 24/7, you can do it 10 times in a row, you can watch it over and over again, you can learn, you can train, you can get reps. Accountability, you have accountability within the system and with a partner if you'd like. Testing, and you've got our interactive and our private Facebook group. That is our skill development phase. Boom, psychology, creation, manifestation, coaching, skill development. Finally, we're up to the 5th developmental phase, and that's action. That's what we want to do. We want to have the psychology to take action and follow through. I mean, that's what we're missing, right? So let me show you, and the key is consistent action, not just once. And so that's the problem, is that everybody's taking action. I'm sure you've taken some action in your life, but doing it consistently over and over, that's where the psychology and the meaning has to line up. And if you don't have that, it's not going to work. So action, the psychology of action. I'll teach you the psychology of action of why most people fail and how you can succeed. Self-image rewiring. Look, there's a reason. If you're not feeling motivated, there's a reason for that. There's 2 reasons. I'll teach you both. One of them is rewiring our self-image. Number 3 is creating consistency. Like I said, consistent action takers are the winners. We can teach you how to create what I call success habits. Creating momentum, that's what it's all about. What would it feel like to just like you're pedaling downhill all the time, waking up, feeling like a champ and ready to roll. Action with integrity. Think about that. Being able to take action every day and being with integrity of your mission and your meaning of life and who you are, that's powerful. That is how you break open your business. And then I use a technique called my flash technique, which I'll teach you obviously. So you're probably saying, great, Dan, this is amazing. This is the 5DX system that I teach from inside my 1% Academy. Now, thank you for watching this training, but I'm telling you, there's so much more. So if you'd like to sign up for our 3-day trial, go ahead and do that. Let me talk to you about that real quick. So I'm going to offer you a 3-day trial. And just so you can see the quality of the type of things that we do. So inside that, once you enroll and listen to a 3-day trial, you're going to get 3 trainings every single day. You're going to get an email with a training in it. Now, this training is legit. I'm giving you training live, face-to-face. You walk away with some skills, and you'll realize right away that this is different than any other mentorship or academy you've seen before. I'm the guy who goes out and trains Fortune 500 companies. I'm the guy who does keynote speeches for Pfizer, LinkedIn, BMW, all over the world, teaching executives and people how to scale their business, how to communicate, and how to win. And I can teach you how to do the same thing. So it's going to ask you for some payment information. Listen, you've got to put some payment information. You've got to make a decision about what you want to do. Look, it's easy to get a free training. You can do them all day. I want to help you get involved in our organization, in our 1% Academy, so you've got a family to grow with and to achieve with and to win with. So all I would say was this is, it's not an expensive mentorship program at all. And so I made it that way because I want everybody to have access to join. So you've got to put in your payment information. If you don't like it after 2 days or 3 days, you can cancel and you won't get charged. Let's face it, if you get charged, the worst thing that's going to happen, you can go out after 1 month, you can just cancel. That's the worst that can ever happen. So you know your risk. But I'm telling you this, if you make the decision about you, let me make this clear for you. Make this decision for you. This is not for me. I already know this stuff. And so I want you to make the decision for you. If you believe in me and you want to come along and help me teach you how to grow your business, how to have a better life, how to communicate with your spouse, how to communicate with somebody in general, how to be a successful person, overcome adversity, all the things we talked about in the 1% Academy, you got to move forward and make a decision about you. And so everybody always says, oh yeah, I want to be successful. I'm interested. This is about commitment. And it's not even a big commitment. But if you're not willing to do this, you're definitely not willing to do what it takes to win. Because we're not talking about a lot here, but we need a commitment to move forward. So go ahead and make a decision, put your payment in. You'll get 3 trainings right away. If you don't like it, you can just opt out. You won't get charged. If you do like it, which I know you will, you're going to get charged. And then each month after that, if you don't like it, you can drop out at any time. But I'm telling you right now, if you stick with me, listen to me very carefully, if you stick with me for 9 months, if you stick with me for a year, you'll be way too successful. Well, just go for 9 months. If you go with me for 9 months, you will not recognize your life from a self-confidence position, from a certainty position, from where you're going. Imagine what it would be like to have that feeling of knowing exactly where you're going and having the tools to get there. So I say make it happen today. Here's my question as I end off today. If you knew that the 1% Academy is the ticket for you to help scale your life, to have a better quality of life, to learn the skills that maybe you didn't learn in the past and elevate yourself, would you want to move forward, yes or no? Well, of course, the answer is yes. And so I say just make it happen. And for those of you who might be pessimists and you're saying, geez, I've heard all this stuff before, you probably shouldn't sign up. I'm just looking for people who want to get better, who believe that people like myself want to help them, because I'm here for you. And the fact is, if you're not where you want to be, there's something you're missing. And you've got to trust somebody at some time to get that knowledge. And I want to be your guy. So go ahead and sign up today, get your payment information in there, make a decision, and I'll see you in the trainings tomorrow. All right, make it a great day.